Kyrie Irving recently did a I Am Athlete interview with Brandon Marshall and the crew, and he had some things to get off his chest, specifically his time as a Cleveland Cavalier alongside LeBron James. Kyrie admitted this about how he handled things in Cleveland. If I was in the same maturity line and understanding of who I am now, and I look back, we definitely would have won more championships because there would have been a better man-to-man understanding with LeBron about what I'm going through. I didn't know how to share my emotions. I didn't know how to do that. So instead of sharing, I isolated myself. We didn't talk during that time. He's speaking about him and LeBron. When I look back on what I was going through at the time, I wish I did because it would have been a good understanding of what the future will hold for both of us. And we know how much power we both had together. Me and him in the league together running Cleveland and then being able to put a better team together every single year could have definitely been worth it. So this is one of the rare situations where I actually take up for Kyrie in this regard. I'll explain it to you. Kyrie reportedly demanded a trade out of Cleveland. Apparently, and I'm listening to this I Am Athlete podcast just like you are, apparently Kyrie didn't like the direction of the Cavaliers organization, sat down with some of the people that were in office at the time. I believe Kobe Altman was in office at the time. And, just kind of said, hey, I don't like the direction of this team. I would like to demand a trade out. I want to go somewhere else. I think LeBron was out of the country at the time, if I'm not mistaken. LeBron kind of was like, yo, hey, don't trade him. Whatever y'all do not trade Kyrie Irving. There are not a lot of Kyrie Irvings, if any at all, on the market. Let me figure it out. And if you listen to LeBron speak post-Kyrie, he's done nothing but speak glowingly. He usually calls him the kid, even though Kyrie's a man now. He calls him the kid, right? So I think if LeBron had it his way, he would have went into the season with an unhappy Kyrie Irving and just would have rather figured it out on the court. We obviously know LeBron doesn't seem to be the greatest with massaging egos behind the scenes, but he's a pretty good dude at doing it on the court. If he could get you to the court, he could pass you the rock. And I think that's what LeBron was kind of banking on. If I get this dude to the court, we can figure this thing out, whatever it is, right? Because there were reports that Kyrie Irving the previous season went cold turkey on his teammates in the playoffs. He stopped talking to them guys. That's a report out there from numerous sources, right? In the playoffs, playoffs in which the Warriors spanked the Cavs for back-to-back years. That can't happen with a caliber of guy Kyrie Irving is. You can't just stop talking to teammates. You're too important. You're the point guard of the team, for crying out loud. But I will give Kyrie Irving this one out. If you look back at some of those Cleveland Cavalier teams when LeBron and Kyle were together, look at the roster. They were catered to what LeBron James likes. LeBron likes older players. He doesn't like playing with young guys. LeBron likes guys that are clutch sports. He likes those 3-star rotations. He's had it multiple times in his career. He just got it in L.A. He loves those. I got a point guard and I got a big. He's done it 3 times in his career. Dwayne Wade, I know, is a shooting guard, but you get the premise of it. Smaller guard, big man that can stretch the floor, and Chris Bosh, Kevin Love, and now Anthony Davis. Obviously, with the guards being Dwayne Wade, Kyrie Irving, and Russell Westbrook, and him being in the centerpiece of that. That's what LeBron James likes as teammates. I love that, but I don't love some of the other guys, like the Richard Jeffersons of the world and Channing Frye's. If I'm not mistaken, those dudes were shooting a podcast in the middle of the season. I don't know if that affected Kyrie at all, but I don't know. It just seemed to be a bit much. A lot of the coaching staff was catered to LeBron. I always give Kyrie the benefit of the doubt in this regard because I looked at that roster and I just thought there were things that could have been done better. J.R. Smith giving him that bag. I don't know about that. He had some great moments as a Cav, but he had a lot of bad moments as a Cavalier as well. I could remember vividly him not putting a lot of pressure on Steph Curry in those NBA Finals runs. I'm just saying to myself, I do believe the Cavs catered those rosters to LeBron and maybe a little too much, and you get it, you understand it. But if I look around, I know Kyrie had 2 teammates that he really loved in Cleveland during that championship run in 2016. He really loved Iman Shumpert, and he really loved Jordan McRae. And if I'm not mistaken, both of those guys end up going on elsewhere. I'm sure that didn't fall well with Kyrie. I just feel like the team could have did a better job of getting Kyrie 3 or 4 guys he likes, and then LeBron getting 3 or 4 guys he likes. Not LeBron getting 75 to 80% of the team in which what he likes versus Kyrie seeming like all the guys that he would like, the direction of the team that he would like. It doesn't ever go his way. My only thing is knowing what we do about Kyrie, now seeing him on different teams like the Celtics and the Nets, it does seem to be a guy that kind of goes back and forth with the mental, right? Like he does seem to be a guy that doesn't have his mind made up oftentimes. Remember in Boston when he said, hey, I want to be a Celtic as long as you guys will have me. And then it didn't even look like he gave them a fair shot to re-sign him in free agency. You know, Brooklyn, we've seen him go back and forth with a couple decisions, including sitting out because of a capital storm. And you want to be this guy that gets this control in the organization. You know, stars can't sit out when people storm the Capitol. You know, that's just what it is. You can't consider yourself a guy that wants GM control. How can I trust you if you're going to sit out? I'm not even talking about the vaccination thing because people, you know, they got their feelings about vaccination. I'm going to leave that alone. You cannot sit out when people storm the Capitol. You got a job to do. I couldn't sit out when people stormed the Capitol. I got a job to do. He's rich enough to do it, but that doesn't fall well with a team. How can I trust you if you lead the court over a storming of the Capitol? So, I'm one of the people who I've been critical of Kyrie. I don't understand most of him, but I actually think in the Cleveland situation, he deserves a little bit of the benefit of the doubt because not only have we seen Kyrie post-Cleveland, be a little bit indecisive, I will say this too. We've seen LeBron James put together some rosters or believed to have put his imprint on some rosters over the years in L.A. and the end of Cleveland post-Kyrie that didn't make the best sense in the world to me either. So I'm assuming that both of these guys could get together and be on the same page in their primes, the way they had it. I'm sure they would have liked to leave with at least one more championship. Y'all let me know what y'all think about the Kyrie and LeBron James era in Cleveland. He acknowledges that he probably didn't handle it the best, but it's over now. Y'all let me know if y'all missed that era or not. I'm out.